Deans could come back and say, well, this has already been genericided or diluted to the point that the Flying V is no longer a trademark of Gibson. And maybe the paint scheme can be trademarked now because that's not functional.
Yeah.
And so, somebody's edition can be painted differently or something, but that Gibson has not done enough to police its own trademark, and therefore it has already suffered the dilution or genericide. This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below. So this next story is going to be about Gibson guitars. All right, so we have a new trademark lawsuit out of the Eastern District of Texas, Gibson Brands, against Armadillo Distribution. Who the heck is that? It's Gibson Guitars. So it's Gibson Guitars, and I don't know, is Armadillo Guitars? Yeah,
Dean.
Dukes.
Dean, yes.
Dean Guitars. Okay, so Armadillo is Dean Guitars and Gibson is Gibson Guitars. This is an action for trademark infringement, counterfeiting, unfair competition, trademark dilution, and other related causes of action under federal state common law arising from defendant Armadillo's unauthorized use of the Gibson Flying V body shape design registered trademark, the Explorer body shape design registered trademark, the ES body, the SG body, the Dove wing headstock design, the Hummingbird trademark, the Modern trademark, all collectively called the Gibson trademarks in the United States. Let's see, Armadillo is involved in the promotion and sale of Flying V body shapes, etc. We just read through at Dean Guitars and LunaGuitars.com. The true names, skipping. Plaintiff Gibson is engaged in the business of developing, manufacturing, selling musical instruments. We know that. They're sold worldwide. They're very distinctive. They've attached copies of their various trademarks. We're going to skip all of that. And then here you go, pictures. So these are what, Gibson guitars, I'm assuming? Yes. A Star is Born, Back to the Future, Black Snake, Moan, Band Slam, It Might Get Loud, August Rush, Country Strong, The Runaways, Jailhouse Rock, and School of Rock have all featured the distinctive Gibson guitar trademarks, as seen here. And someone has really messed up on the Runaways.
Yeah.
Let's see, they're very famous. They've been on magazine covers. Here's some more Gibson guitars. There's some more Gibson guitars. There's some more Gibson guitars. Some very distinctive designs. I personally owned, I forget what I owned. It was not a Gibson. It was the half shell backed one, an Ovation. I owned an Ovation. I liked my Ovation. So lots and lots of Gibson guitar examples. Books have been written. More books have been written. Even more books have been written. There's a Gibson guitar oversized sculpture at the, I don't see where it is. Oh, the Carnegie Science Center and Liberty Science Center in Jersey City, New Jersey. We could go there, actually. That's right. That's on the way to New York City.
Okay.
It is 43.5 feet long and 16 feet wide. It is a Gibson Flying V guitar. There is a person crawling on it.
Aww.
So they're famous. They're trying to say that they're famous, which we've gone over that before. When a trademark is famous, it doesn't need to worry about what category of goods and services it's in, and it doesn't need to worry about someone else having access to it. That's not how trademarks work anyway. But the above identified registrations are in full force and effect. And here we finally get to defendant's misuse of Gibson's trademarks. Defendant Armadillo offers for sale, distributes electric guitars using the same Gibson trademarks. We've already went over that. Here is a Gibson trademark on the left, and Armadillo makes a similar Flying V on the right. Here is I don't actually know what these are all called, but you can see the similarities. Gibson's guitars on the left and the offending or infringing Dean or Armadillo guitar on the right. There's the Hummingbird headstock, which is I'm less concerned about that one. I don't know. It's true that trademarks cannot cover functional items, and a headstock is quite functional, but the curves and things of the headstock are not necessarily functional. So yeah, you can probably trademark the curviness of the headstock, but is it really going to be so distinctive that's protected? I don't know. We'll see. The rest of it looks fine though. Like you can design guitars that don't look like that. However, Again, is it a functional thing or not? It's not really functional. So yeah, those are probably trademarkable designs. And that means you get a more or less intellectual property protection on your trademark design as long as you sell the trademarked item. So this is sort of a perpetual copyright, which is a problem because we don't want Gibson's to have a perpetual copyright supposed to expire 70 years after the death of the author. There's other rules too, but about that. So this is a perpetual copyright. But if it's a non-functional item and it's being offered for sale in the stream of commerce, then that's exactly where we want trademark protection. So yes, you can trademark the shape of an item as long as it's non-functional. And so yeah, it so far sounds like Gibson's has quite a regular old claim here. This is a normal cut and dried claim. Let's see, they have more examples in H. Let's go there. So here is Dean's guitars. This is Dean's guitars. I had to lean over and look. That all look like the Flying V.
Yes.
Here's some more Flying V, the Eric Peterson series, the Carl Sanders series, the Michael Schenker series. These are all just Flying V guitars with different paint schemes on them. I'm going to page through this now. So here's
now we got the
Z series. Look,
yeah.
More Z series. There's the Athena series, which has that rounded devil horns design to it. Beautiful guitars, don't get me wrong. And this is not commentary on whether the guitars are beautiful or sound good. There's the... I had an Ovation that looked exactly like this. So I wonder if my Ovation guitar had to be licensed by Gibson or not.
Yeah.
Because I had my Ovation guitar was basically the exact design with just the clamshell back, which I actually preferred the clamshell back. More traditional designs. Now, I don't know. Those traditional designs look an awful lot like traditional designs, don't they?
The first one just looks like original. I can see the other ones that have like a bit out of it, like for your leg could be more something they could trademark, I would say, because it's still got to be a guitar. It makes the same sound.
This is more of a traditional devil horns design here. There's some pointy devil horns designs, et cetera, et cetera. There's the headstock, and you see what they're getting at here. We kind of get it now. Let's see what else we have. This was other comparisons. Okay, so this is a letter that they sent, I believe.
Yeah.
March 24th, 2009. Okay, so this would have been something they sent to in a different case, but this was against Concordia, and Concordia had done something similar, is what they're saying. So it should apply here as well. Been in business since 1894. So maybe that traditional design is Gibson's traditional design, you know what I mean? So there's a couple other cease and desists here that probably don't offer anything more than, by the way, we at Gibson think that you're infringing. Please stop. Let's see. Improperly used the trademarks, and therefore they've alleging trademark infringement. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is all just normal trademark infringement stuff. So yeah, trademark infringement, trademark counterfeiting, false designation of origin, unfair competition, trademark dilution, which is when you sort of tarnish someone's trademark. It's a little bit different than just infringing on the trademark, but it's the damage that occurs from not just the infringement, but from consumers now thinking that your trademark is less powerful because it's used by these other companies too. Intentional interference with economic advantage, common law, trademark dilution. So, just they throw the book at them basically, and we'll see what happens with this. We'll hit track on this particular case and see what happens.
I just found one thing that I found slightly interesting when we were talking about it beforehand. I literally typed into Google V-shaped electric guitars, and none of these two companies come up, but other companies do come up.
Yeah, there's a lot of generics that look like that. So there is an argument that Dean's could come back and say, well, this has already been genericided or diluted to the point that the Flying V is no longer a trademark of Gibson's. And maybe the paint scheme can be trademarked now because that's not functional.
Yeah.
And so, somebody's edition can be painted differently or something, but that Gibson's has not done enough. It's not Gibson's, it's Gibson. That Gibson has, we just did the story on Gibson's, right? That Gibson has not done enough to police its own trademark, and therefore it has already suffered the dilution or genericide.
I also wonder how different the shape has to be. So I do not know a lot about guitars. So if I walked into a store, all of those flying V shapes would all look very, very similar to me.
Yes.
But I'm also not going to be dropping a lot of money on a guitar.
Yeah.
But for people who have a more sophisticated or in-depth understanding of, what are the different reputations of the brands and what are the different brands that are out there, I wonder if they would be able to see just from the outline the difference between what's a Gibson and what's a Dean.
So 101 Music Men, that's basically what I was talking about, that Gibsons may have needed to file this lawsuit a long time ago because of the number of generics. Deans or Armadillo may be able to simply fire back that, like, hey, we're making something that has been made by a million different companies for a long time, and you've never sued anybody before. And that may have been why they included the cease and desist from 2009 to show, hey, we don't rest on our laurels. We do fight for our rights. That may be why they included that. So that is our show, everybody. If you would like to see us continue our daily release schedule and be able to pay Brandon and be able to pay Tactical and be able to pay me to do these things, then we would like your support on patreon.com/ljfrench or sponsors.org/law, where you can directly support our efforts. Thank you very much to our supporters in the month of June here. At the $50 level, thank you to John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Kyle Mudrak, Eevi, Michael Pearce, Terry Crisp, Richard Fournier, Spirit Bear, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Aspernari, and Snorre Wisotzky. And thank you to the $5 plus supporters that are scrolling on the LED panel above my head here. This will be all the supporters for the month of June, even though these videos will be dropping on demand in the beginning of July because they were produced in June. Same thing will happen for the supporters as we get to the end of July. There will be some videos in August that still run the June support or July supporters because they, the thing was shot at the end of July. So thank you very much for all your support. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. With me in the studio here is Kaylee from Scotland, and in the virtual studio was Tactical and Brandon. Thank you very much for joining me today. Love you all. Bye.